Steve Zabawa on the phone lines. How are you doing, Steve? Great to hear from you.
Well, thanks for having me on today, Aaron. Always a pleasure to talk to you and the team. So, yeah, life is good right now.
Yeah, I was going to say you're down south getting some sun before you come back up here to Billings. But first off, congratulations on this nomination for National Auto Dealer of the Year. It's a pretty big deal for a Billings auto dealer.
Yeah, I did not see that coming. So, very humble and honored about the deal. There's about 17,000 new car dealers across the country, and your fellow teammate dealers figure out who those 51 are, and they nominate them, and then we go in January to the National Automobile Dealers Convention, and between now and then they're going to pick one of the 51 to be the National Dealer of the Year award. So
wow.
I've been chosen from my peers in Montana to compete in that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, of course, and you've got Rimrock Auto Group here. You've got, I mentioned the newly redesigned and the new look, a great new look on the corner of 24th and Monad there with your Subaru dealership. Of course, you got the GMC, Shiloh and King, and the Mercedes dealership, and much more here in town.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why they nominated us, I kind of consider myself, me and John Soary's my co-founding partner of Rimrock. We've been up here 25 years now in Billings, but we really worked hard since the recession of 08-09 to bring the best brands to town, like Mercedes, Volkswagen, Kia, the GMC Cadillac, and in recent we added that Chevrolet store out in Laurel. But we've been improving the facilities where we basically mowed them down or started fresh, and we really are looking out for that next 20 to 40 years of Rimrock Auto Group to be best of class on image facilities that really are customer friendly and really make it a nice place to do business with. And then we have the latest technology in there to fix the cars as well as service the customers and do whatever needs to be done on communication. So we've done that. We got a great Mercedes store now. That new Subaru store, quite frankly, there's 600 Subaru stores in the country now, and they said ours is the nicest one out of the 600.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's impressive.
Special.
Yeah, that's impressive, the design and the look of it. I mean, it has the same nice, the fancy look of the Mercedes dealership. I've been in there. That's a really nice, fancy look. But I guess you'd expect that of a Mercedes dealership. But the new Subaru store, it's like, wow. I mean, it's I'd say right on par there with your Mercedes dealership here in town. You guys have been expanding across the state as well now, too, haven't you?
Well, what we've been doing is expanding across the country. So the last 6 years of my life, what we've been doing is concentrating on being able to sell a car digitally, like an Amazon experience called Web Buy. And so now I'm down here in Phoenix and Flagstaff and Las Vegas over this week installing stores, new car stores with our technology in it, which allows a new car dealer customers to actually digitally buy a car rather than going through the traditional way of buying a car with a lot of humans. So more of an Amazon experience. You get quick, transparent pricing, quick financing, quick offers on your trade-in. Instead of spending 3 or 4 hours in a dealership, you can probably get your total time invested down to 30 minutes to an hour. So it's really catching on, and it's called digital retailing. So that's what we're trying to help sell cars in all 17,000 new car stores across the country now.
Wow. Yeah, in this Web Buy software, I got a chance to see a demo of it. I really appreciate it because I'm the type, I don't like a lot of haggling, a lot of back and forth. I just want to see all the facts in front of me, see what I want, try it out, take it for a test, and then be ready to roll. This app, I don't know if it's an app, it's more of a software, but it basically does that for you. So let's say if you were in Forsyth and you knew you were going to head to Billings to go pick up a vehicle, you could literally check out all the stats, have all the financials pulled up right in front of you. You do it all online to where you show up, you check out the car, get the keys in a short while, you're ready to roll. I thought that was pretty. I think especially for a lot of rural Montanans will be a huge service.
Well, the last thing they want to do is spend 8 hours in a car dealership on Saturday when they want to still get to Costco. They want to get down to the Rimrock Auto Arena to see their kid wrestle, and all the things that would go on in Billings, Montana, for people coming from the basin, from Wyoming or eastern Montana, Williston, wherever they're coming from. So we're trying to time is very valuable to everybody and their families, and that's what WebBuy does. It really allows that consumer to get to the bottom line quicker, faster, better, and get on with their life and get a good deal, but at the same time get their car. And then they normally come to the dealership to drive it to make sure it fits their family needs and the wife and everybody, and off they go with it. Yeah, you were talking about the Big Sky Economic Development team down there with Steve and Lorraine and their team, and they've been very, very helpful in getting our IT adventure, WebBuy, established in Billings. It's going to be the home office. There's an operations center here. We've gone from just myself to 25 employees now, 25 people that are in development with down there at WebGrain, which is Steve Dimmock and his team, Mike Ullman, which is really cool. He's a Rocky grad, and he's the son of Chris Dimmock, who brought the high-speed internet to Billings, Montana. So they've actually developed this global app. It's really awesome. And then Kinetics Marketing down there with Dana Pulis and her team, which is the strongest marketing team in this region, and on digital products. They've done a great job bringing this app alive and then really making it world-class. So that team's here in town, along with the development team. Then our product management team's out at 41st and King. We've got a nice office out there now. And now we're hiring installers and support people and additional people, salespeople, to help us get this into all these thousands of new car stores across the country.
Well, that's
a big thing for Billings.
Yeah, that's what I thought was interesting about this is it's not just a story, because originally, I was chatting with you because, we were talking with Evelyn Pyburn from the Big Sky Business Journal, and I've had Darren Olson from Rimrock Mall here on this show, and really you talk about the development that's continuing to go, the expansion that's continuing to move forward here in Billings and in Yellowstone County. I mean, the new developments on the west end, the new developments in the Heights. I mean, all it's growing in all, in an entire circle all around Billings, but also, the revitalization in certain areas. I mean, that whole stretch, 24th and Monad all the way over to 24th and Central with Rimrock Mall right there in the center. The Winco Foods that's going to be going in there. The Albertsons stores have also been, putting a new facelift on their stores here in town. But really, that whole stretch from your location at 24th and Monad all the way over, you got the new Sleep Number store, you got your new upgrades. It's really revitalizing that part of Billings and giving it a new look.
Yeah, it's been awesome. They've really, everybody's been pitching in and doing a great job, and they've been taking over the old businesses, and most of them are just getting mowed down and beautiful new facilities going up. So that's great for 24th Street, and of course the King and Shiloh corridor with our auto mall out there and all Steve Corning stuff and Bert Arlen stuff. That's really taken off out there. Really good news, too. You probably don't know this, but Chris Nelson from Zoot over at Bozeman's got one of 300-employee IT deal that just rocks. He just took over the GE building here in Billings out there in the
That's right, yeah.
Center.
Yep.
And then he's got a new idea that he's trying to bring to life, and we're trying to coordinate things and use that space with him. So, there's a lot of good IT stuff that's happening here. We actually have development teams here. We have marketing teams here. And now IT's starting to play a big part in it. And we really need to promote that within not only the whole state, but Billings in particular, because we've been kind of missing out on that.
Yeah.
If you look at Bozeman, they've done a great job with Right Now Technologies. Now Oracle's in there big. And all the people that scored the money when they sold Right Now Technologies have opened up new businesses there to IT stuff. And they're on fire over there.
That's what I love about your WebBuy technology is this is a Billings. It's not just an automotive dealer story. It's not just about selling cars. This is a Montana tech company story, and I like to feature the high-tech businesses here because I think you're right. We often hear people in Billings say, well, Bozeman. Well, here's stuff that's now starting to happen here in Billings, and tech jobs and software developers making, cutting-edge technology and doing it from here in Billings, Montana.
Yeah, and quite frankly, we just went out to the Tech Crunch out in San Francisco and represented Montana as a tech company out there. And it was great acceptance. And then not only we were able to compete against all the tech companies in the state of Montana, And this web buy deal is really, I'm not trying to sell promote, it's really catching on. And it's going to be a big lift for a lot of employees and people here in the city of Billings. So we're really excited about it.
Yeah, who kind of mentored you through the process? Because I know you everybody knows your skills when it comes to the the automobile industry and car dealerships and things like that. But now you're entering the wild world of high tech software and things like that.
Yeah, you got to be able to pivot quickly and do stuff. So Chris Dimmick's helped me, but really Chris Nelson's been a big help over there at Zoot for the last 7-10 years. Greg Gianforte actually was the biggest help. He has a book out called Bootstrapping, and it teaches you how to start a tech company up and do it correctly and have the best chance of winning. And then he's been every year helping mentor me through the big decisions that we've had to make. Because this has been it's been about a 6-year deal from the time that I got the idea to now that we're installing and collecting money from customers. So and we're expecting to have like 200 employees at the end of this thing. So this is going from now we got to go take it from 25 employees to 200. So we have a lot of growth there. There's 3 national companies in our space that have been helping me mentor also, and one of them is actually an investor in our company. So that's been very helpful also. They're on our board.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. Well, it's great news for Billings, and yet another one of those business stories that we don't oftentimes hear about unless you're out hitting the streets talking with folks who are involved in business. But I think folks are just hungry for more business news all the time because there is so much happening here in Billings. In fact, I know some folks who work in the construction business, and they said, man, trying to get concrete right now, holy cow, things are just going so wild here that it's the delays just to get concrete are out there right now.
Yeah, it's a wonderful time to be in Montana and Billings in particular. I love what's going on all throughout the whole city. Got great vibe, unemployment's low, and in general commodities are okay, and the oil prices are back up, and there's just a lot of good things that are going on in Billings, Montana. I moved up here 25 years ago with our kids and family, and it was the greatest thing I ever did. You're 12 minutes to work, 12 minutes to the airport. You get all the advantages, and I'm in all these big cities now, traveling across the country installing web-buy, and it's ugly as far as drive time and flying into airports and the time you waste trying to do business. In Billings, you don't have that. You can still have big business there and do good things, and then you get more time to participate in your community events and soccer games and all the things you do with your kids. And then on the weekends, you're climbing mountains and fly fishing. I mean, knocking down an antelope, whatever you're doing, and it doesn't get any better.